Good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy New Year again. This is Dispatcher 101 live, doing a live. I just did a freight broker side. This is Dispatcher 101 coming in Q&A. Today we had our members Dispatcher 101 training for Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, and we had some guests in there, and we had some enrolled members in there as well. I just wanted to update you guys who are subscribers to the channel of what happened in the class today, what we did, and to offer any Q&A, any questions that you may have. If you're not a member and if you have questions about dispatching, now's the time to ask those questions here. If you are considering enrolling, we are having a 25% off discount for our training, Dispatcher 101 training for beginners, from January 1st to the 31st, the end of the month. So, but right now, I just wanted to give you an overview of what we discussed this morning in our members only Dispatcher 101 training. We did have guests though. We had typically we don't have guests, but this time we had guests. We were allowed them to come in and to get some questions answered, things of that nature. So I see we have 12 in the live. Click the thumbs up, please. So, all right. Now we have 9 in the live. So click the thumbs up. Thank you very much. So questions. I want to entertain questions for you guys. Today we went over the basics of dispatching, of course. Talked about starting a business as a dispatcher, what do you need there. Talked about the major equipment types that's easiest for the dispatchers to find freight for, because they're out here the most on the roads. You can find them on the load boards the easiest, and they pay the better rates. And then we also talked about the methods of getting this carriers. Okay, and we talked about once you get the carriers, then we spoke about the dispatcher packet and the contents of the dispatcher packet, which are the dispatcher agreement, the limited power of attorney, and the carrier profile. Those are the contents of the dispatcher packet, those 3 documents. Once you send that to the carrier and the carrier fills that out and returns them, especially with the limited power attorney being notarized, you also want the carrier to send you copies of their onboarding credential paperwork, which are a copy of their MC, copy of their certificate of insurance, copy of their W-9, and if they are using a factoring company, a copy of the credit application. So, okay, that's what we discussed. We also had a real life experience with one of our dispatchers and their carrier, and he explained what happened. And from there, and we went into details of why it happened. It was a hijacked, I guess you would say, trailer, hijacked load, if you will. Oh, excuse me. Apologize. I'm having a long day. Hijack load. And so we went into details about how that happened, what to expect for you guys. It's good to have real world experiences where, and real life experiences with our dispatchers who are willing to share the experience so that other dispatchers can learn from it and not face the same experience in their journey as a dispatcher. So, okay, so we covered that as well. So right now I'm gonna open it up for any questions if you guys may have. Um, and for those of you, by the way, thank you all who are the subscribers to the channel. Appreciate that. For those of you who have not enrolled but are considering enrolling, we are offering a 25% off discount for the month of January, good until January 31st. Also, we are in the process of introducing or reintroducing a better system as far as payment plans for those who may not be able to afford the price point that we currently have for 2023. We're going to introduce in the near future or reintroduce introduce payment plans to make it affordable for you guys. Also new in 2023, when you enroll, you don't get enrollment for 30 days. You get it now for 90 days before you decide if you want to stay in and do a month-to-month subscription for however long you want. It's 90 days now, access to everything that we offer in our portal, in our back office, which includes access to load boards, our 4 self-paced modules, our templates, forms and documents, tools and resources, right? Ebooks, glossary, things of that nature. So, questions. I've been here almost 6 minutes talking my head off. We got 10 people in here. Want to make sure before I get off of here if there are any questions about independent freight dispatching. What's the market like? Is it saturated? All these other questions you may have. How can you get started? How can you find carriers? What are some things we're having up in the future? Things of that nature. Okay. So, any questions? No questions? If there are no questions, this will be a very quick live. So, 10 people in, 7 thumbs up. If there are no questions, hopefully you guys' weekend was pretty good. And for those of you who are members of the Dispatcher 101 training for beginners, our next training will be Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, Juvie Lover, hi, how are you? Do you have any questions? Just wanted to see if anyone had a question about dispatching. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate that, obviously. Okay. Akila Rakib, I'd like to know how much it costs to set up. How long will it take to start making money? Typically, how much does it cost to set up in our training to enroll? And how long will it take to make money? Usually, I've seen on students average about 30 to 90 days, and that includes getting a carrier under a dispatcher agreement, finding a load for them, booking that load, and invoicing them for your service as a dispatcher. Around average 30 to 90 days. 30 to 90 days. Do I need an MC to dispatch? No, you do not. An MC is an operating authority. Those are only issued to the freight brokers and the motor carriers, the truck drivers and the owner operators. Dispatchers do not. That was a good question because we get that a lot. Dispatchers are not required to have an authority, an operating authority, an MC. When you go to apply for an operating authority as either a motor carrier or a freight broker, you're going to fill out on the FMCSA website a form called the OP-1, which is the application for a broker of property and a motor carrier authority. Nowhere on there does it say dispatcher. So that should nip that in the bud right there. So you do not need an MC. Okay. So that's important to know because most individuals are being told that you need an operating authority to be a freight dispatcher. That is negative. When you are dispatching for your carrier, you do need an LLC because if you're going to be operating as a dispatching business, then you need to be a business. You need to be properly structured as a business. And whether that's an LLC, that's just one option, maybe a sole proprietor, maybe an S Corp, C Corp, whatever legal structure that you set your company up under, then you will operate in that structure. Okay. So register your name, business name, get the structure, whether it's LLC, which is limited liability company, or sole proprietor, S Corp, C Corp, things of that nature, and then put an EIN to that by going to the IRS.gov website and applying for an employer identification number. So no, you do not need an MC. Yes, you do need either the LLC or whatever type of legal structure to be an official company, an official business. So yes, Akila Rakib asked that question. So those are good questions. So, but when you are dispatching for your truck driver, your carrier, they are the ones who have the MC, the operating authority. So when you call brokers to book loads, you are representing your carrier. So you're using their MC to book the load with the broker. That's where the whole concept of the MC comes in at. Okay. So, but dispatchers themselves, the dispatching company, is not required by FMCSA, which is the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, nor DOT, Department of Transportation, to have an operating authority with an MC number, motor carrier number. It's not a requirement. Right? Right. Next. Any other questions? Any other questions? Answer the questions. These are good questions, very common questions, very good questions. I'm surprised that people haven't answered them over time. Can I contact the shipper or company owner directly? You can. If you do that representing your carrier, then you would want to be a logistics manager for that trucking company. Because if you're representing a carrier and you're contacting the shippers directly, then you're not going to say you're a dispatcher. You're going to be a representative of that trucking company, like a logistics manager or a load manager or whatever you want to call yourself. But don't use the word technically dispatcher. Okay. So, all right. So but it is possible you can circumvent the whole negative stigma, and image of the word dispatcher when you're calling your shippers directly and go from there. Okay. Is the training online or in person? It is mainly online. I will be having in-person trainings coming up pretty soon. I'm procuring some office space, 1,907 square feet. If all goes well, that will be signed March 1st. 4 offices, 3 main offices, 1 large office, and a larger conference room where we will have people come into town and do in-person training. Okay. So that's coming downstream if all goes well. So yes, but right now everything is online via Zoom, where you enroll in a course, and we have live Zoom trainings on the dispatching course every second and fourth week of each month, 3 days in those weeks. Those days are Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which we had today, because this is the fourth week in January. Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Saturdays at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in a different time zone, you have to adjust to match your time zone with ours. So for example, let's say you have one at noon Eastern Standard Time, then you have Central Time, that'll be 11, because as you go from east to west, the time zones go down by 1 hour. So if it's noon Eastern, it's 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific. Okay. Hey, LaDonna. All right. Any more questions? Any more questions? Before I call it a night, I just did a live freight broker 101 for beginners. Now I'm doing a live dispatcher 101 for beginners, 101 training for beginners for the subscribers here. For those of you who are subscribed to the channels but are not enrolled in our course, this is a way to kind of get some content from us. I work nights. Our classes recorded. Yes, the live Zoom trainings are recorded, as well as you having access to our members portal where you can do the self-paced modules at your own pace for those 90 days that you have access from in the enrollment date. The day you enroll, 90 days out from that enrollment date, you will get access to the back office members portal where you have 4 modules. Okay. And that's where you can do your self-paced study training from. Typically, when people enroll, they would follow the instructions in the email that they receive with a download with the enrollment instructions on logging in with an email and password to be approved. Once you are approved, you confirm that, and then you go to the members portal training page, and now you're in. And then you just go to the Zoom training schedule page on the website under Dispatcher 101 to see the days and times in that particular month of the live Zoom trainings. And the live Zoom training meeting ID and passcodes are also in the on the Zoom training schedule page. So everything is there. When you first enroll, I sent out the initial email to the first time, and then I expect the new students to be able to navigate to the website to retrieve the Zoom training schedule, which I'm going to put the link here in the comments here, but it's on the website. So, but even if you work nights, you'll still be able to uh, catch the recordings. Okay. Any other questions? 25% off, good till January. Also, by the way, too, seats are limited, so they're running down for the load board mastery seminar coming up this coming Thursday, the 26th of January, from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where Exodus Logistics Learning Center, myself, have teamed up with Legacy Dispatchers with Chasa Donald, where she will be doing live Zoom training with her carrier live booking loads through the load board, showing you guys in real time how the workflow of what she does with the carriers, finding the loads live in front of you. It's as if you were standing over her shoulders, and you'll get to see navigating the load boards and things like that. So sign up for that if those of you, and it's particularly targeted to non-members of our members only training. If you're a subscriber but you're not a member of our training and you want to understand how the load boards work, I would encourage you to take advantage of that. It's this Thursday, um, January 26th, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. When you have a factoring company, you should reach out to them first to see if the broker is good. Is this correct? So when you are booking a load for your carrier and through a broker, and your carrier has a factoring company, the factoring company will have a credit application, either it sent to the carrier or you directly, that you send to the broker to run a credit check on them. So yes, but that is a vetting process of the factoring company. They want to make sure that um, the brokerage is a reputable brokerage. They are factorable for invoicing and things like that, and for a line of credit. So yes, the credit application by the carrier's factoring company is sent to the broker, filled out by the broker, and the broker would return either to that email or that fax number that should be on that credit form directly back to the factoring company to have a credit check ran on them. Okay, and if it comes back favorable, saying that the factoring company is good, they're okay, then the factoring company will send a what's called a notice of assignment to the broker saying, hey, all invoices payable from now on, not on, they don't go to the carrier anymore. They come to us, the factoring company, because the carrier, the truck driver, is now our client. Okay. Um, so Journey of the Giggling Peak T-Rose, I guess. So are the live classes more for questions and then you work your module? It's a combination of that. The live classes, we go over module information and we go over the workflow and the process of dispatching in the live classes, where I can go into that detail. But then also, in addition to that, in the off time of the live classes, you utilize your modules at your own pace. So when the next live class come up, the live Zoom trainings come up, if you have any questions from your self-paced training, that will be the opportunity to get those questions answered. Okay. So, okay. You're welcome, L. Smith. What's the average time it takes to find a carrier if you're a beginner? It depends on how much work you put in for that. But on average, I would say the whole process, 30 to 90 days, right? If you're working even at a snail's pace, because there are different techniques to find a carrier. So, cold calling, visiting truck stops, social media, like LinkedIn, Facebook groups, texting campaigns and email campaigns, so on and so forth. So those are different methods. Okay. Um, Lastly, what do you suggest someone new like me use as a percentage for payment? The range is between 5% and 10%. 5%, that's the bottom range. as far as your dispatching fee for booking per load. So between 5 and 10%. So you're welcome. You're welcome. And most people, I usually suggest like 7, which is the middle ground between 5 and 10. It says that you're not green. It also says you're not an expert. 7% is a fair number starting out. Okay. So great questions, by the way. Any other questions? Make sure I cover the questions before I get off this this live. Hello, I'm just tuning in. Do you help set up business after class? We help set up business. We don't do it for you, but we have resources that you can look into during the training. You can go to our business setup information only page where we talk about the different third-party companies you can use, or you can go to your Secretary of State, LegalZoom, Rocket Lawyer, InkFile, different companies that you can resource there. Or you can do it yourself if you just go through your Secretary of State and get that process as well. We don't do it for you. Since you're going to be a business owner, we anticipate that you at least put forth the effort yourself in that regard, but we have resources and information for you to do that. Okay. How would you calculate the load for your payment? So you would take Akila Rakib, if you're charging a percentage, let's say 7%, and you booked a load that paid $3,000, which is the gross amount of the load, you would take 7% of the $3,000 to get $210 that you would be due for booking that load. That's how you would calculate. Okay. What is a good number of carriers you suggest a dispatcher work with max? 3 to 5, starting off as a new dispatcher until you reach a point where you have to scale and add more sub dispatchers for your company because you're getting more carriers, but you can't handle more than 5 carriers, maybe more than 3 carriers. And what do I mean by handle? The same way you dispatch the first carrier with all the attention and the effort in finding them loads, as you scale them, add another one and another one and another one, you should be able to do that at the same level as the first one. When you get to a point where you cannot do that is when you decide you have to scale and add some help to your company as sub dispatchers. When the quality of service for that next carrier is not equal to the previous carriers, then it's time to scale. It's time to add sub dispatchers to keep that level of quality at the same level. You follow what I'm saying? So, how much is dispatching class and is it live? Yes. So I put the link for our course, and this month we're having a 25% off of our price points for this year. And your enrollment is good for 90 days before you decide if you want to continue on a month-to-month basis. But that is the link for the course. Okay. And the 25% off until January 31st is still in effect. Okay. So, Happy New Year again, 2023. What are your plans, guys? Are you going to continue? For those of you who are subscribers to the channel, which is all of you because you're tuned in here, what are you doing about your interest in obviously dispatching? Because you are subscribed to this channel, Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners. You may be subscribed to other dispatching or transportation or trucking or freight broking related channels. What are you planning on doing in 2023? You're welcome, GGC Greatness. What are you planning on doing in 2023? What are your resolutions or your concepts? Any new ideas, any new things, any new workflows, any new processes that you're going to implement this year that were different than last year? Any improvements that you're going to make this year as opposed to last year as it relates to the industry that you are interested in, you're pursuing right now, which is transportation, and in this case, in the form of independent freight dispatching. Okay, maybe trucking later, maybe freight brokering later, or whatever else. So I'm in the class. I missed a day, but I will be caught up by Wednesday. I do enjoy the flow of the live class. So yes, that's great. Today's live class was great, actually. And the recording is already in our portal in our back office under our training videos library for those of you who are members and have access. Do I need the word logistics in the business name? It will be helpful. So here's how it works with the business name. If you're thinking about a business name, and if you are just going to be dispatching as a business, you can have the word dispatch or dispatcher or dispatching in your name. If you have plans later on down the line, like a 3 or 5 year plan to go from dispatching to perhaps maybe trucking and maybe even later on into freight brokering, then I would suggest to have the name logistics in the name of your business, because the word logistics encompasses all of those things. Logistics encompasses dispatching. It encompasses trucking. It encompasses freight brokering and any other type of transportation industry related concept, logistics, because that's what it is, logistics. From a shipment being manufactured in the origin country and transported to the destination country, if it's overseas or an export import kind of process or workflow, that whole process, that's logistics. That's all encompassed in logistics. Logistics is involved in that because it deals with the different modes of transportation, how the product was made, how the resources were sourced to make the product, and how a booking was put in for it to be exported into a foreign country. Logistics is a universal or an umbrella type of word that sucks in dispatching, trucking, freight brokering. Okay, dispatching does that. All right. So very good question though. Very good question. So um, logistics. So try to keep XYZ logistics, ABC logistics, whatever you want to call it. I actually started my LLC in October. I'm not finished with it yet because I'm considering changing the name. It's not profitable yet. I only set it up. Okay. So yeah, I should have asked you about marketing. Okay, can you change your name on your EIN or IEN? EIN. Yeah, um you would, so it's a process. You probably have to change the name through the Secretary of State, through, if you use a third party company to set your business up, let them handle that expense. So things of that nature. Okay. Do we need MCDOT not to dispatch? I answered that question earlier. Oh, excuse me. I answered that question earlier, but independent freight dispatchers are not required to have in what's called an MC or DOT, or the technical name of it is called an operating authority. Operating authorities are issued to either motor carriers or freight brokers, not dispatchers. Okay, so you do not need an MC or DOT to be an independent freight dispatcher. You do need your carrier's MC or DOT when you are dispatching for your carrier and finding loads with the brokers, because they're going to ask for an MC in order to vet out the person they're looking up as a motor carrier prior to considering giving them the load. Okay. What are the main things needed? Okay, that person erased that, retracted that message. Okay. How soon after we complete the class can we start booking trucks? You can book trucks or book loads during the class. So you don't have to wait till after the class. You can earn while you learn. While you're learning the concepts, you can be applying what you're learning and implementing it in the class while you're going through the training, I should say, not in the class, while you're going through the training. So, okay. Do you think dispatching is saturated, and will the load fees get any better anytime soon? So, yes and yes. It is saturated. It is saturated with dispatchers who don't have a clue of how to dispatch and what they're doing, and sending carriers all over the place and leaving them stuck in some cases. So they're stuck. And then yes, the fees will get better anytime soon. Dispatching ebbs and flows. peaks and valleys, right? You come into seasons and the market it fluctuates and goes up and down. Around the springtime, the rates will start to make a turn towards the going upward, right? As particularly produce types of freight. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. What are the main things needed to start dispatching? Start your dispatching company, your name, your LLC, EIN, formal training. This is for Akila Wakib. Formal training, and to be able to apply what you've learned, getting a carrier who's willing for you to be their dispatcher, finding them a decent load that they're willing to take, booking that load with a broker, and then seeing through that carrier picks that load up and delivers it, and you invoice the carrier for your service of dispatching. Now, that's a high level. What are the main things needed to start dispatching? That's a high level overview of it. There are more specifics in detail of that, but that's essentially what you need. Okay. All right. All right, guys. We reached over a little bit over 30 minutes. Great content, great questions. I appreciate it. Just wanted to come in and say thank you to the subscribers. Again, I'll repeat the load board seminar this Thursday, January 26th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Exodus Logistics Learning Center and Legacy Dispatchers with Charles O'Donnell are teaming up to do a live load board training where we're going to specifically talk about load boards, how to navigate them, things of that nature. Okay. Excuse me, something in my throat. So, how to navigate um, the user experience, booking loads for the live carriers. Um, and I'll be moderating it, and she will be doing the actual, because she's going to use her carrier, one of her carriers. So, okay. Seminar can be deducted from the academy. Correct. I'm trying to figure out what are you asking. So the discount code for the ongoing training GGC Greatness is 2023. It should be on the website. The seminar can be deducted from the academy or the ongoing training. I'm assuming you're asking if you want to enroll in an ongoing training after taking the load board seminar, which is $99. You want to deduct that from the ongoing training. Then yes, I would even offer that. Yes, if you decide to take that. Okay. So any type of price point on the website that you take and then you want to roll into the ongoing training, whatever that price point was, you can deduct it from the cost of the ongoing training, whether it's purchasing the training materials, whether it's our regular seminar trainings, or this special load board seminar. Okay. Are you giving the free 30 days for that? We're giving a free 30 days for 123 load board. We haven't gotten an affiliate yet with that. I'm in the works of dealing with that, talking to that. So we will see. Okay. After the 90 days, will we still have access to the training and videos on a month-to-month subscription? Yes, you will. So when a week prior to your 90 days of free access with the enrollment comes to a close, we'll send you an email saying, hey, your 90 days is about to expire. Do you want to continue on a month-to-month basis? If you say yes, then we'll start sending you invoices for that $34.99 a month. Cancel anytime, no obligation. Okay. Yes, the 123 load board is in real time. We have an affiliate link for that. If you sign up for them, you get the first 30 days for free. And the beauty of this load board, because a lot of load boards require an MC number, this one, because we have a partnership with them for our dispatching platform, because we have so many dispatchers, they allow you to purchase a subscription without having the requirement of a MC number. And let me put that link for that 123 load board promo in here. Okay, have you worked with Truck Stop Low Board? Yes, of course. On our broker side, we have a promo for the Truck Stop Pro. Promo here for 123 Low Board is 48,000, I believe. I believe that's it. Let me double check. Yes, 48,000. So, and then if you're interested in the Truck Stop one, I will put that up here as well. Give me 1 second. Put that up there while you guys are asking questions there. So the Truck Stop Pro and the affiliate link is there. So with the Truck Stop Pro, you have to be a freight broker for that. So I don't know why I'm pasting this for the dispatching side, but you get 50% off for the first 90 days, and then you join later on. That's the Truck Stop Pro. Right. So that's that. But they will check to see. They don't do it for dispatching. You have to be a broker to get to order the Truck Stop Pro low board through our affiliate link. That's why it's on the broker side, not the dispatcher side. The 123 low board is on the dispatcher side because it is for the dispatchers. It was specifically catered for dispatching, where you get 30 days free access and then the trial. And after 30 days, you can decide if you want to purchase one of the subscriptions, $35, $45, or $55 a month, which is the premium, which I suggest. And with the promo code 48,000, which I just put there, and you're not required to have an MC number for 123 low board. Okay, which is a game changer, honestly. For the 123 low board, yes, the premium one is the best one to get for that price, $55 a month. And 123 low board is one of the top 3 low boards: 123, Truck Stop, and DAT. Okay. Alrighty. All right, guys. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a profitable and prosperous work week next week. For those of you who are members of our ongoing training, Dispatcher 101, I will see you guys in the live on this coming Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Thursday, again, as a reminder, we are having our low board seminar for those who are non-members, but who are subscribers to the YouTube channel and who are interested in getting some low board training in real time with a live carrier. You'll get to see that and experience it and ask questions. So I am just logging in. Do you see the rates getting better soon? Yes, they are. They are on a upward trajectory around late February, mid to late February, early March. So, okay. One what that I was just mentioning, the low board seminar. I want to push that because seats are limited, but you still can get into that to get that live training with the low board mastery. Because if you're going to be in the dispatching, and this is particularly for non-members who are not enrolled in our members only training, Dispatcher 101 training for beginners, but you still want to have an understanding and an overview of what load boards are, how to use them, how to set up filters to properly find loads for your carriers, how to route plan, and load out for a week, few days, or however. Okay. Right, Ibrahim Musa, you're correct. There's not really that much of a difference. The features are different depending on the subscription of DAT and Truck Stop, but the loads are pretty much the same. Which load board is the best for flatbed carriers? The top 3 are best for flatbed carriers: Truck Stop, 123 load board, and DAT. Pam, is 123 load board would be much different. The user experience, yes, Ibrahim, it would. I need to contact you. I'm so lost trying to start freight broker, but getting twisted where to start. So this is a dispatcher YouTube channel, Tootsie Worlds, but you can contact me with questions about freight brokering if you like, at either phone or email. tomorrow sometime. Text me if you're going to use the phone. Text me first so I know who you were. You say, "Hey, this is uh, Tootsie's Worlds from the YouTube live last night. I had a question about freight brokering. Do you have a moment?" And of course, I'll say, "Of course." Or you can send it to me email. Um, what about power only? Best load boards. The top three. That truck stop 123, because that's just an equipment type of truck or trailer that you filter out on the equipment section of power only. That's just an option. You have dry vans, flatbed reefers, box trucks, power onlys, hot shots. They're listed in the equipment type in the top three load boards. That's just an option. Okay. What do you suggest for hot shots, sir? As far as what, load boards, or just in general, as far as finding routes, locations? So we will get that same load board training. Of course, you will. Journey of the Giggly Pink Therese T. Rose, I guess. Yes. Okay. Great questions. You guys are starting to pick up the questions now at this point, which is fine. Which is fine. So, yes, load boards and possible best locations. So, load boards for the Hotshot, www.hotshotcarrier.com is a good load board to start for the hot shots, right? Along with the top three, that truck stop 123. Locations for hot shots, I've been noticing in the Southwest region, particularly Houston, Texas, is good for hot shots. The Midwest and parts of the Southeast, particularly the state of Georgia. Okay, so look to those areas. Dubs, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, for potential hot shots. Okay. All right. Thanks, you guys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your time. I'll get off here and wind down for the evening and get myself ready for the work week. Again, low board seminar training. Okay. Low board mastering. This Thursday. This Wednesday is our regular members only live Zoom training at 6 p.m. But the Thursday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're having a non-members low board mastery seminar. You may want to sign up for that if you are in dispatching and you want to understand how to effectively dispatch your carrier and get this training. You get 3 free ebooks, you get a glossary, you get a chance to roll over that price point that you paid for that towards the ongoing training to come into the training at that discount. So that will be available to you. If I were you, I would highly consider it and maybe even possibly taking advantage of it. Okay. I will be there, and I'm partnering Exodus Logistics Learning Center. The LLC is partnering with Legacy Dispatcher. Chasa Downell, she is going to be doing the training with her live carrier. I'll be moderating it and directing and driving the questions as they come in and having Chasa answer it according to her live carrier that she's going to be dispatching for in real time. So, okay. Hey, Charles, I got a question. I changed my business from LLC to S Corp. Do my authority start over when I submit to the FMCSA the name change? No, it does not. No. And call FMCSA to confirm that, just to be sure. But your authority, your name change, and whether or not your authority time start. So you have a new business. So are you a trucking company or a freight brokerage? Darrell Johnson. In either case, it should not. So just verify that with the FMCSA. Okay. So if you are because your authority is either a motor carrier authority. Okay, so you are a trucking company. Yes, contact the FMCSA and confirm that. But your authority going active and you changing your name from one thing to another should not affect the age of the authority. But please verify that with FMCSA by calling them and let me know so we can be on the same page. All right, I would appreciate that. Okay. All right, guys. I will be at work. Will you have another one at a later time? Yeah, you're speaking about the low board mastery seminar. Yes, and the reason why it's that time because we wanted to align the day and the time with the day and the time that brokers are open and they're available. So when we call a broker live, we'll be able to hear that broker's voice and book a load in real time. That's why we chose that time, Thursday, 2 to 4 p.m. in the afternoon, where they're trying to move their freight. And we have a live carrier trying to book a load for that live carrier. That's why we chose that time. Okay. And we will probably, this one will not be recorded. We may offer recordings later on, but and depending on the success of this, we will maybe do it the next month and the next month, depending on how much traction we get and how much input from you guys and how you liked it. Because we have about 20 something thousand subscribers on this channel. And just to see you guys being interested um, in dispatching, we decided to try to offer as much real-time service to you guys so that you can actually see and know what to expect in the future. So when you guys get to that level, okay? So low board, we anticipated a lot more people signed up. We got about 6 people signed up this month, but we were anticipating a lot more to sign up for the low board mastery seminar, which is fine. If it's a small group, it'll be more intimate. The larger groups have a tendency to get away from us without being moderated, things like that. But the more the merrier, because we want to reach more people on the same subject and the same topic. So, okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much. And again, for the members, I will see you guys on Wednesday. If you are already an enrolled member and you subscribe to this channel, the next live training, we had one today at 11 Eastern today. The next one will be Wednesday at 6 p.m. And then the next day, Thursday, is for non-members for the low board mastery seminar. Okay. That's a 2 to 4 p.m. Have a good night.